Hello, welcome to my video. Today I wanted to go over my 2023 book wrap up. I thought I was gonna read 100 books this year, and I don't know what delusional Essie was in January, but I didn't. I read like 52. I just have a super busy schedule, and yeah, so I'm gonna be, look, I have the freaking Christmas tree. It's like November 20 something. Thanksgiving is next week, and honestly I'm just not gonna get that much books. I'm just not gonna read much more books, and like this gets in the Christmas vibe, you get it? So I'm gonna be going on my Goodreads. I'm gonna go through all of them and like what I rated them, and just like, yeah, so let's get on there. What are you doing, Pickle? My catties are right here. I'm sitting on the floor, having the time of my life. Okay, let's see. Oh, I was like, I read 57. So let's go to the beginning. Let's just go to January. Okay. Wait, where's all of them? Oh. Okay, so first one was Sometimes I Lie, Alice Feeney. I gave it a 4 stars on Goodreads, but I'm not even gonna lie, I don't remember it. It's when she's in a coma and like she can hear everything. I don't know, I can't remember it, so it couldn't have been that good. Next is The Maid by Nita Pross. I give it a 5 stars because I thought it was a really good book. Like, I actually like that book. I can't remember what happened in that book. It's a mystery and it's pretty good. Like, pretty much, well, I'm not gonna give it away, but it's good. And like, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be good. Like, it got me it took a couple tries for me to get into it, but it was good. So I really liked it. The next one was The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. I gave it 4 stars. That's because they're good books. I like this author. She's a good writer. It's good books. It's fun. It's a mystery. Oh, by the way, you're gonna see my switch up. So I started with mysteries. Like, okay, so I was in a reading slump. Like, when I was a kid, I was like dystopian queen. I loved series. I loved dystopians. I loved like everything about that, right? Then like when I got older, like I still like that, but I just, you know, it's kind of YA. They're still good, but like I couldn't find any more that I liked because I had read them like all. So I started reading mysteries because like they're just fun and they're fast paced. And I was like, oh, okay. So we start off the year in mystery, and then you're gonna watch us switch because we take a fucking left turn. We do a 360. But anyway, that's why all these are mysteries, because this is the beginning of the year. So The Younger Wife was good. Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I'm probably mispronouncing every single person's word because I can't spell. I mean, I can't pronounce words. So this one was good. This one was fun. It's called Never Lie. It was a good book. It was fun. It was a fun mystery. The therapist is like, they visit a house belonged to this like therapist, was it? Yeah, from a doctor or psychologist, whatever. And it was fun. I mean, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I gave this book 3 stars, and I know everybody loves the movie. I didn't even know there was a movie till after I read this, like a couple months ago. Like, cause I read this in like January, February. After I read it, like a couple months ago, I was like, oh shit, everybody loves this movie. And like, okay, I would have liked it. It's just like there's so much plot twist. Like, it's hard to keep up. Like, I like the girl boss power move, but like, I don't know, it's just a lot. So I give it a 3 stars. I read The Fondling by Anne Leary. I gave it 4 stars. It was like an orphanage, like she becomes like the nurse of a mental asylum, and the patient is her old best friend. It's kind of a mystery, I think. It's pretty good. It was fun. I mean, it was like an old-timey book. You know? It was good. It was good. Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. This one was good. I know there was a TV show. I watched some of it. I gave this a 4 stars. It's kind of a crazy plot twist, but like, you know, it's fun. It's a fun little mystery plot twist sister book. The next one was The Push by Ashley Audrain. This one, sorry guys, my allergies. This one I gave a 5 stars because it was like very well written, and it's about like how she thinks her daughter's a psychopath, I think, right? Yeah, and it's just like, it's just written very well written, and like you find out in the end of the book like what happens and stuff, and it's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy and I love it. Next is A Flicker in the Dark. I give this 4 stars. This is by Stacy Willingham. I can't remember this one. I know it was good though, because I think I read her other book and it like scared the living Jesus out of me. These ones are scary. I read Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. I gave her another try. Oh, Sharp Objects was the one. Oh, okay, wait, which one did I just say? Oh, Pretty Girls is about... Oh, I got Pretty Girls and Sharp Objects mixed up. Sorry. Sharp Objects is where she comes back and it's like a sister thing. I mean, Pretty Girls is a sister thing too, but just not the same. Sharp Objects, I gave it 3 stars. I guess I was just not a fan. Okay, and then I read Betrothed. I gave it 3 stars. That book was awful, bro. Like, I thought I was about to get like the selection kind of books. I got freaking worst writing ever. Worst freaking, like, it was awful. It was just like a book written just to have a second book. And no, I didn't pick up the second book. I didn't fall for it. Hated it. Gave it a freaking 3 stars. I should have gave it a freaking 1 star. I could barely get through it. It was that bad. I'm sorry. And it's from the same writer as the selection, so I thought it would be good. Maybe the selection wasn't that good. I don't know. I was 12 when I read it. All the Dangerous Things, I gave 5 stars. That book was freaking scary. I mean, like, mind-boggling. Scary. But I loved it. Next, I read The Housemaid's Secret book 2, because I already read the first book last year. And this one I gave 3 stars. Because I think it was kind of like the same. Wait, let me think. Oh yeah, it was kind of crazy. I mean, it was crazy. These are good, fun, fast-paced books, pretty much. Next one I read was Daisy Jones and the Six. This is a very, very popular book. I give it a 4 stars. It was really good. Like, I love her writing, and I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and like almost cried because like she's such a good writer. Like, I'll give her freaking that. But it just wasn't my thing, really. Next thing I read was Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult and Jennifer Boylan. I give it 5 stars. That book was so good. Her son is like getting accused of murder or something. I don't know, but it was good. I read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. It was good. I give it 5 stars. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I gave 4 stars because I think it was an okay mystery book, but that's how I felt about it. Okay, this book is really good. It's a historical fiction, and it's just a really good book, and it's really sad about how these young girls were treated, and I would recommend it to anybody. I love that book. It's so good. So good. The Good Lie by A.R. Torr. I don't remember this one at all, so I'm guessing it wasn't that good, and I only gave it 4 stars. It says... Wait. Oh, you know what? I think this was a good book. I think I did like it. Next, I read The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I gave this 4 stars. I'm sorry. I'm not woke. It's boring. Next. Billy Summers, 5 stars by Stephen King. Such a good book. I was slow. I tried to start it like 4 times, so it's very slow starting off, just like freaking every other Billy King, Stephen King book, but it ended up being so good. Okay, so then I finally finished Shatter Me, book 1, and I absolutely hated this book. Like, I could not freaking stand it. I gave it 3 stars, right? It's horrible. I mean, like, the writing was bad, the character was bad. It just was not my fucking cup of tea. But then, like, I see all these TikToks and they're like, Aaron Warner is the best book boyfriend. Aaron Warner is the best book boyfriend. And they're saying it's from the series. And mind you, I've only read book 1, so I'm like, is that the motherfucker who, like, saves her? Like, and I was like, oh my god, Aaron Warner is the bad guy. I was like, oh, I guess they would get together. So I decided to read a couple more books. But the first book, awful. Like, don't even lie, that shit is bad. Next I read was The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth. I gave it 5 stars. It was a good thriller. I liked it. Next I read A Good Marriage by Stephen King. It was a fun, fast-paced book. It was a good little story. Next I read What Lies Between Us. That book is literally crazy, like psychotic. Like, you don't even know who to freaking believe the whole time. It's a good thriller. I give it 5 stars. It's about, like, she has her mom locked up upstairs, and it's her daughter, and then, like, you get the daughter point of view, and then you get the mom point of view of being locked up, and it's just like, you don't know whose side to take, you know? But you do. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I gave it 5 stars because it was a good, cute book. I liked it. Hostage by Claire McIntosh. I give it 5 stars because I thought it was a really good book. I thought it was a good read. It was a good thriller. Ward D by Frida McFadden. I gave it 5 stars. That one was good. It was fun. It was a fast pace. I read it in like a day, so it was good. An Evil Mind, Chris Carter. I gave that one 5 stars because this one is crazy. Like, he like interviews like the freaking serial killer. Like, he knows him. It's plot twists everywhere. It's crazy. Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I didn't know this was from the point of view of 2 girls, and I was like confused halfway through the book, but then I was like, oh shit, they're 2 different people. And I gave it 5 stars because it was a good book. I liked it. Okay, here's a switch up. Here's a switch up. I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. Let me be honest, first book ain't all that. I gave it 4 stars. It took me forever to get into. I'm pretty sure like everybody knows what this book. And I was like, I'm not gonna read it because everybody else reads it. Well, it was good. I read the entire series. That's like 4 more of my books. Freaking perfection. I freaking love those series, and that is what spiraled me into the fantasy. Because honestly, I wasn't a fantasy girl. Like, I could not imagine. It's just like hard for me because I'm not really imaginative. So like whenever they'd be like, oh, it's a warlock, I'd be like. But with fays, it's kind of easier because like they're human-like. They're like sexier. Okay, next. So I read all those. Work of art. I have all the physical copies over there except for Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book, because I don't like it. Next I read Destroy Me, which is Shatter Me 1.5. It's just like a little novel. I gave that one 4 stars. It was good. It was good. Fourth Wing. Here's some unpopular opinion about to come down on this book. I don't think it's written that well. I think the story is great. I think it's got potential. I'm going to read the second book. The writing, though, is not my favorite, and I feel bad because everybody loves this book. And the spicy parts, they're not written well. Like, maybe I'm just too much of a whore, but like, it's divergent with dragons. That's all I gotta say. I read Unravel Me, Shatter Me number 2, Ignite Me, Shatter Me book 3. Those were good. They're fast paced. I read House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, which is supposed to be after. Like, okay, I gave this book 4 stars. The writing was so fucking complicated. I felt like I was freaking translating another language. Like, the world building in this book is like insane. Like, I didn't know what was going on until page 500. Swear to God. And I could not take myself to read the second one. I'm sorry. It's just like, I'm so sorry. But it's not my cup of tea. Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I read that in like a day. I have the copy of it. It's good. It's a fun little spicy book. I mean, I don't complain. Okay, so then I read Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. I read book 1 and book 2. These are dark romances. It's my first time reading one, and I got hooked. But these books are very, I could barely finish them. Not because they're like, not because I'm not like, you know, whatever, like I'm woke, I like get all of it, but I think that's also why I couldn't finish them, because like it's, read the trigger warnings, because it's a lot, and I could barely finish. Like the first book, I was just kind of like, I don't know if this is morally right. I don't think it is though, but people were eating it up on TikTok, so I was like, you know what, let me finish it. And then I was like, you know, it's kind of, it's a good little dark romance, whatever. I mean, like, I just like, I don't know the border, you know. I just feel they crossed the line a little morally, but you know, not my say, not my say. But anyway, and then I also read the second book, and the second book is rough, to say the least. I did not enjoy that book. It was so rough. I read it, I finished it. Rough. I would not recommend it to like a person on the street. Like if I know you're into dark romance, I'd be like, okay, here you go. Maybe, but I don't know. Next, I read The Hobbit. I'm not gonna lie, that's the most boring book ever. Like, it was a good ending, but it's very slow. But my sister's obsessed with the Lord of the Rings, Cece, and I read it for her. Okay, then I read Den of Vipers by K.A. Knight. It's also a dark romance, and this one is pretty good. I think it's fun. The writing's a little cringy. She's a good smart writer, but the writing, like, in general, a little cringe. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So then I read Throne of Glass #1 and Crown of Midnight, which is the Throne of Glass series. I read book 1 and 2. I did not finish that series because I don't know if I'm ready to commit. Next, I read The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I read book 1 and 2 by Carissa Broadbent. So good. I am not really a vampire girl. Never have been. Just not. It's not in me. But these vampires were, I mean, maybe I could be a vampire girl. Like, I'm on board. I just haven't, you know? Like, I just got into fantasy. I'm more, like, end of the world. 4 from Divergent girl. Not really Edward from Twilight, even though I think he's cute, you know, and nothing against him. But, like, that was, like, my era. But these vampire books were good, so, and they were kind of like, it was a Hunger Games vampire book, and it was good. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I gave this 4 stars. Oh, this one was good, but it was creepy. She starts interviewing this lady who comes up to her, and the lady is just like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, a little cry. And yeah, I won't, it's hard to explain mysteries without, like, you know, giving it away. Like, next I read Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I gave this book 4 stars. I think it was a really cute book. Took me a little bit to get into it, but I mean, like, I would recommend this. Like, it's a good book. I think it's very sweet. It's a sweet, nice book. Okay, this is when I got into the bad, the horror material. Okay, so I read The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. I don't know if that's like her name. I read The Sinner by her. I read Sabotage. I read The Sacrifice, and I read Carnage. And let me tell you, those are dark romances to your freaking rack. So if you're not a dark romance, like, first of all, read the trigger warnings on those. Those aren't as bad as Haunting Adeline. I think they're not as bad, like, morally. I don't know. But I fucking eat them up like freaking candy. I love them. I cannot find another book that matches them with, like, the dark romance category. It's just something about those books that I love. I read them in like a day or 2 each one while working full time. But read the trigger warnings, because it's not meant for everybody. And just because it's meant for me, I'm a little messed up, so I enjoy it. But other messed up people might not enjoy it. Other normal people might not enjoy it. I don't know who enjoys these books. I just know I do. But read the freaking, because some of the parts I was like, I don't know if I should be reading this. And then the last book, I read The Virgin Suicides. I didn't really like it. It's because I'm a whore. I wish I did though. I think it was a very powerful book, but I wasn't freaking flipping through the pages like dominoes. So, yeah. That's my 2023 wrap up. You see me become a mystery. I'm a freaking detective in the beginning of the year, and then I become a straight up slut. So that's what I did. That's who I am, and I'm embracing it. And I wish you all the best. And don't take my dark romance recommendations. Don't read them unless you know you like it. And then bye.